they don't have any faith in Gavin Newsom.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of funny because he wants to be president so bad.
That's true what it looks like.
You can't ruin a city and then go on to ruin a state and say, guys, that was just practice.
I know.
Once I get it as a president, I'm going to fix it too.
Well, you can't, it's not his words when he speaks.
Yeah.
You have to watch him closely. And some genius decided not to film him any lower than the shoulder.
Yes, did you? Yes.
So what did he do?
You couldn't see the hands.
No, but he said Morse.
It seems that Tyrus and Joe Rogan were ultimately swayed by Gavin Newsom's sharp political instincts, smooth eloquence, and, of course, his flawless hair. Now, they're pointing fingers, and the things they're uncovering are, in Maher's view, even more shocking than the California wildfires. So, what exactly did they find? Why does it feel like half of Hollywood couldn't care less while the other half is in full panic mode? Buckle up, this is about to get weird, a little funny, and uncomfortably real.
You have the highest unemployment.
Yeah.
You have the highest homelessness.
What's the name with Hollywood?
Money's missing. You killed Hollywood. Like, Hollywood doesn't exist anymore. It's literally gone.
That was such an easy
mandated vaccines for kids that didn't need them. You guys,
It's what I saw. Yeah. It looked to me like he was negotiating with a deaf prostitute.
If you're enjoying this, go ahead and hit subscribe. You might be surprised at how much it helps. Nobody expected Gavin Newsom to make anyone's 2025 bingo card when Tyrus and Joe Rogan turned their attention to him. Yet here we are, watching California's most camera-ready politician heat up like an LA. Summer afternoon. You can almost hear fans from Malibu to San Francisco collectively gasp as Avocado Toast drops that bombshell. And let's be real, the second Rogan and Tyrus start talking, you just know someone on Newsom's PR team is already clutching a stress ball.
I mean, it's so crazy, but he's such a great politician. I mean,
No,
he's
he's
so
not.
smooth.
He's
Oh, you
not,
think so?
No, I think he's terrible.
How's
It's
he
just-
remained in
because
power
he
for
has
so long?
Low competition. There's no one who's
there's
good
that.
is competing against him.
I
There's
guess
no
I
sincerity.
should say he's not a good. I should say he's smooth. He comes
I
from
mean,
prison.
he's a good bullshit artist.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But it's like what the things that he says when he gets confronted with things. We're the highest this and the highest that. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like everybody.
Even though Newsom's name might make you think of a veggie burger at a Texas barbecue, the meeting actually kicked off smoothly, with some casual chatter and a few laughs. But the calm didn't last long. Joe Rogan quickly shifts gears, forging connections like no one is off limits. And then there's Tyrus. Well, Tyrus doesn't exactly connect. He comes in swinging with hammers.
Watch it. Look at the blinking. Look. Meet me at the house. Like, he's blinking. He's sending. I'm getting there. Hey, just so you know, I'm not wearing pants. And then, look, he's blinking. And then eventually, the camera guy realizing that he's signaling him, so he gets appalled, leans back, camera comes down, and then we're back to this. I'll do this for you. You do this for me a little. So he's saying whatever he's going to say. There it is. See, they couldn't hold him back. He's like, I'm not on film. Oh, I'm not. Nope. Oh, bring my hands up. Bring him up. Bring him up. Bring him up. Bring him up.
He flings the entire whiteboard across the room, daring anyone to contradict him. Gavin Newsom has long been California's political golden child, carrying an image so cultivated that you might think he was raised among the rolling vineyards of Napa, a glass of Pinot Noir never far from reach. Impeccable hair, gleaming teeth, and speeches so refined they could easily stand on a TED stage.
Newsom told the Los Angeles Times Panera would not be exempt from the law. The spokesperson also denied a claim the Bloomberg piece, which cited sources close to the matter, that Newsom pushed for an exemption that applies to businesses that bake bread and sell it as a standalone item, calling the report absurd. So is it a fake story?
Or is it something that they
might have corrected
hustled on
course
and corrected
quickly.
course quickly? Yeah.
Yeah. Roll up to the top. So where's the initial report? Let's find the initial report.
But over time, the picture of California he painted began to feel less like paradise and more like a dystopian Netflix story, with sky-high rent and neighborhoods that seemed like social experiments rather than places to call home. So when Tyrus and Rogan pulled back the curtain, it wasn't just a playful jab. It became a full-on showdown of ego and hypocrisy. Rogan brought his usual mix of commentary and speculation, while Tyrus simply crossed his arms and raised an eyebrow, turning Newsom's polished political persona into pure comedy. Imagine it, the two men laughing and shaking their heads as they dissect leadership, slowly realizing that Newsom might be far too clever to really be who he appears to be. Newsom, flashing a perfect toothpaste commercial smile, insists that everything is fine, about as convincing as rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic and claiming it saved the ship. And of course, Tyrus didn't hold anything back because he's just Tyrus.
I can watch the tape. Yes! He literally goes, I want some of this, then you do some of this, and I'll do some of that back to you, and then we'll do this, and then I'll pay you, and then we'll do it again. And then she kept saying, no. Okay, how about this? You do this one first, then we do this one, then we give a little back and forth.
He pointed out that California's top exports aren't film or technology anymore. The real issue is people, leaving the state like contestants on a failing reality show where paying the electricity bill is the ultimate challenge. Ironically, Newsom insists progress comes each time someone departs. Sure, if progress is measured by Texas growing bigger every day. Rogan, mixing philosophy with humor, pressed further, asking the kind of questions that make politicians squirm. How can a state richer than most countries have roads that look like they've been pummeled by a toddler? Why does every new green plan somehow bring smoke from another wildfire? What started as a playful roast quickly turned into serious conversation. While the media whispers about Newsom's presidential ambitions, Rogan and Tyrus confronted a truth no one else seems brave enough to say. Does anyone outside California really want the state's problems to spread nationwide? And the reality they exposed wasn't about secret scandals or shady deals. It was about perception. The story people tell themselves about what's truly happening.
Why would Bloomberg spread bullshit? Bloomberg is a financial paper, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's not something...
I don't think it would be.
You really can't do that if you're running a financial paper. It's not like the New York Times. The New York Times can say Israel bombed the hospital and 500 people are killed and put it on the front page, even if it's not true. And everybody just assumes it's true because it's the New York Times. But they can kind of get away with that.
Yeah.
And then they...
Despite everything crumbling around him, Gavin Newsom just rolls up his sleeves, flashes that perfect smile, and blames climate change, relying on an image so untouchable, it's almost hypnotic. It's the political version of it's not you, it's me, only with more taxes and less accountability. Yet he remains mesmerizing. He could convince a room full of people that spending $12 on a green smoothie is patriotic. Rogan even joked about Newsom's real talent, the ability to face adversity and keep moving forward. Who else could imagine a society where homelessness is widespread, power outages are routine, and gas prices rival a SpaceX launch? Tyrus, ever the cynical observer, framed it as peak political theater. California isn't a state anymore, it's a stage. Newsom smirks at criticism, silently saying, "You'll still vote for me," and somehow, a lot of people do, drawn to his Hollywood-like charm that masks the absurdity of reality. It's like being stuck in traffic while the driver insists the journey is creative. Through this lens, Rogan and Tyrus turn it into a masterclass in political branding, how to maintain a flawless image while the world around you is falling apart.
California, like budget cuts and stuff, since they didn't have a hearing impaired transitioner anymore. I'm not paying money for that. I'll do it myself. So, you know. A little bit of bubble. Yeah. No. Could you imagine if you were the sign person for the TV going...
He reminds me there of, remember the guy who did the sign language at Mandela?
How do you smile while smoke fills the sky? How do you turn every disaster into a flawless soundbite? If shifting blame were an Olympic sport, Newsom would outpace even Michael Phelps. Then came the observation that set half the internet ablaze. For a leader presiding over a state that constantly seems on the edge of chaos, Newsom's rise has been remarkably untarnished. Billion-dollar scandals, fires, floods, blackouts, he weathers them all without a scratch. The armor he wears feels scripted by the finest political screenwriters. Rogan chuckled, "It's obviously absurd. How does anyone keep their surroundings pristine amid such chaos? It's like leaving a barbecue in white without a single stain. Either reality is bending around him, or he's extraordinarily privileged." The discussion touched on Newsom's celebrity worship, Hollywood allure, and media favoritism. The man barely needs a campaign team anymore. Vanity Fair practically runs his PR, while soft lighting and sweeping drone shots of California beaches make half the country swoon before they realize gas still costs $7 a gallon. Rogan, ever the contrarian, noted how strange it is that Newsom continues to perform on the national stage. as if vying for an even larger share of influence.
Some of the success that they're hanging their hat on is his social media campaign where he talks like Trump.
It's no longer the rule of law. It's increasingly the rule of done.
So he's got a bunch of people from his organization.
And California might have just been a warm-up. But as Tyrus and Rogan kept pointing out, if this is a preview, America might want to check the reviews before buying tickets. From what they revealed, the Gavin Newsom brand relies more on perception than actual results. Outcomes barely matter. It's all about the atmosphere. Popularity, perfect hair, and controlled chaos are trending right now. They didn't even need to say it aloud. Even if he declared a state of emergency over bad lighting, someone would still call it progressive. Meanwhile, the average Californian is left guessing which disaster comes next: earthquakes, wildfires, or tax hikes. By the middle of the conversation, Rogan had shifted into full Socratic mode, questioning whether America's obsession with image has replaced any real concern for competence. Agree or not, Newsom is the real-life version of the Instagram politician, gleaming, filtered, and flawlessly polished. As Rogan put it, what really gives Newsom his power is convincing people he's solving problems just by noticing them. It was half revelation, half ridicule, and completely unsettling for those who still cling to California's supposed success story. Yet it was hard not to laugh, because in a society acting as if everything is fine, a little sarcasm may be the last honest language left.
Gestures match the words coming out of his mouth.
Right.
Yes, if the president was like, we want peace in the Middle East, you know what I'm saying? He'd be like, right, and like,
That's it. That it is. It's the contrast.
yeah, like Gavin, his hands are aggressive, you know?
Yeah.
We've had a lot of theories. One, it was a bad negotiation with a deaf hooker. You know, now he doesn't want to pay for him. You know,
Do you have a problem with deaf hookers?
he does because the deal went south.
It's called the Helen Kellen special.
But when you step back and view the illusion from a common perspective, its cracks become impossible to miss. By the end, the Newsom persona had been reduced to pure cynicism. The man selling perfection seemed to have taken over the state after a disastrous TikTok challenge, grinning through it all as if the chaos itself were part of the plan. In the process, Tyrus and Rogan revealed the mechanics of the entire political performance. The media's love for filters, slogans, and connections became obvious, showing that every flawless photograph carries a backstory far too complex to fit in the frame. America's next big thing may be all about design over substance, but the illusion falters whenever persistent, sharp questions are asked, and it's entertaining to see who notices first and who simply adds another filter. Just when everyone thought the story was over, Rogan and Tyrus dug even deeper into the Hollywood bubble that has long propped up Newsom's brand, proving that even the most polished fade can be peeled back.
He talks about California. It's like, you know, I'm very big on California, very bullish on California. California has all this industry. Hey, fucko, they're all thinking about moving. The only reason why they don't move is because it's too difficult to move. If it was like every business could instantly pull up roots and replace everything and have everything running in a week at the other place, they don't.
It's that strange world where celebrities hop on private jets to lecture about climate change and promote environmental conservation. Rogan found the irony hilarious, while Tyrus rolled his eyes so often he might have filed a workers' compensation claim. California, it seems, has far more problems than just homelessness and inflation. It's a hidden delusion. Newsom's speeches began to resemble award show monologues, long, dramatic, full of words that sound important but ultimately mean nothing. Every promise feels like a trailer for a movie that hasn't been made yet. With equality, wealth, and a functional government coming soon, spoilers included, production still ongoing. Even liberals are avoiding California's so-called progressive utopia, Rogan noted, as if applauding while being taxed into oblivion were the height of entertainment. Meanwhile, roads look like the moon, and grocery trips feel like extravagant vacations. California is like dating someone who keeps promising to change, Tyrus quipped. Your pocketbook never shows up in the end. Then came the punchline that tied it all together. The scariest part isn't Newsom himself, Rogan said. Even in the chaos, half the country still says, yeah, we should try that. Silence fell, and everyone realized what had happened. An apt description of modern politics, where expired promises still win believers. Tyrus added, Gavin Newsom could use a bonfire to extinguish wildfires and call it innovation. And he wasn't wrong. No politician was truly held accountable for the truths Rogan and Tyrus exposed. The danger lies in the spectacle itself, the illusion, the constant applause for problems that never get solved. Fires rage, chaos continues, yet the performance never stops. One more headline, one more camera angle, one more visionary speech. Beyond mocking Newsom, Rogan and Tyrus reminded everyone that politics has become performance art, and the truth now lives outside the stage too, replayed endlessly in memes and clips for public amusement.